Wait, this isn't my Bronco. So let's talk through this journey, because I mentioned this on my video the other day, which a lot of you might not have watched, but it was more of like a New Year's inspirational, motivational one. Yeah, I was at a dealer last week, almost bought a Bronco. I've had 2 at CarMax that I've been looking at. Been talking to a few different dealers who had access to first editions. So all in all, I think I've looked at about 6 now. Really got a sensitivity for kind of the pricing of the market, where things are at, first editions and the other ones. Things are evening out. Things are evening out with the Broncos. So don't rush right now necessarily to pay well over MSRP for one, unless you just really don't care. Now, a first edition, which I have seen a good amount of, I don't know that those are going to come down, and that is what I almost bought last week. So close. I was in the finance room and I just couldn't make sense of the financial decision. So where this all led me, I've been working with Brighton Ford here in Colorado. They've been amazing. I have ordered a Bronco, really figured out which options I wanted. So I talked to the dealer who sold me the Raptor. I've been looking at CarMax, went there, got my car appraised, went to a bunch, and the whole reason is I missed the build. I love this Raptor. It's a fun car, but it's big for trails, especially Colorado trails. And frankly, like, it's already pretty well built out, and then it's not easy to upgrade. If I want to put on a winch, I need to do a $5,000 intercooler relocation package. I would much rather have a Bronco, which I can build out and just kind of trash on the trails and have fun with. Spending $95K on a Bronco didn't make sense. I would not recommend buying a first edition just for the options. And so not only was I going to feel guilty about the financial decision if I get the Bronco, the van is supposed to be here soon enough. They're telling me March now. If I finance another car right now, it's gonna hit my credit. My credit's pretty good, so I'm kind of fortunate there, but it will affect it. Also, I don't know what more delays are gonna happen. I don't know if this van's even a thing at this point. Obviously it is. I put down a deposit. I have no clue when. If that keeps getting delayed, I for sure want to start a new build and walk you guys through that journey. So after working with the dealer, backing out obviously of buying the first edition, even though it was honestly a good offer for a first edition, I realized I just want options. So I just went ahead and ordered mine through them. They're charging me MSRP. They're still giving me a good deal on the Raptor trade-in, 4 to 6 months. That's what I'm gonna have to wait to get this Bronco. What I wanna do now is walk you guys through the build that I went with and all the reasoning why, and also some insight I've learned, because if you don't have a hardtop right now and you're ordering with a soft top just for lead times, trust me, that is a bad decision, because the pricing of the hardtop, well, I have confirmation, and let me tell you what that is. What's that? Yes, those are TRXs and a limited edition orange one that I think they only made like 800 of these. They've been awesome to work with. Urban Motors, I got the Raptor here. Love the Raptor, but again, I just can't build it out. So I was in talks with them about potentially getting a first edition, and that's when what I really need to do is just order one at MSRP, because that's what I really think the Broncos are gonna be worth. I do love my Raptor for now. This Lexus too, oh my gosh. I was joking with the sales guy, I was like, I can't come here anymore because all the cars you guys have are just so sick. And make sure to ask for Gabe. Want to give him a shout out. He's been the one helping me this whole time. He's been awesome. So I had to run there to update my temp tags right now because the DMV's taken a while to get the title transfer done. And so brace yourself for this. $7,800 is what I have on good information that it's gonna cost to put the hardtop onto the Bronco if you didn't get it from factory. There's a lot with the whole freight of shipping it, getting it to dealers. I won't release my sources because I don't know if that'll get anyone in trouble. Yeah, I have pretty good information. You're gonna be spending $7,800 if you wanna get a hardtop for your Bronco later on. Now, this is why third parties exist, right? There's a good reason why they exist. They make a lot of good products, and honestly, it's just gonna give someone the opportunity to innovate if that's really the case. What I will say is if you're already paying over MSRP, which let's take a look now at some current pricings as we're filming this. This is early January 2022. I do want to talk about that hardtop though, because I'm really concerned about using it for overlanding. So let's take a look at pricing now. We'll dive over on the computer. So when you look at the Badlands, and we're talking the 4-door for this, I do want to clarify, like if we come down, $700 upgrade, very reasonable to add the hardtop. Where things also get interesting, if for some reason you want to pay the $7,000 later on, go for it to get it sooner. But I think that's outrageous. When you start to look at the roof rack, roof rails, like what's going on here? So you can't even get the rack if you get the Badlands with the larger V6. So 2.7 liter, that's outrageous. I'm assuming they're gonna claim some payload thing. The weirder thing on the 2021, you can. However, they changed it to where if you get Sasquatch, you can't get that, only with the two-door. So right off the bat, there's no way I'm gonna risk getting the soft top and then waiting till 2023 and then paying $7,800 for that. So looking online, CarMax actually had some good examples right now of current pricing, which I thought were good deals. I almost considered this one at first at $70K. It does have the soft top, but otherwise it's a really well spec'd out vehicle. So it's got Badlands, Sasquatch, it's got pretty much everything. It has the high package. It does not have Lux. I wanted the auto cruise control. I could work without that. So that's right around 71K. They also had another one open up recently. Actually, within about 6 hours of them listing it, was already sold. And so that was a Badlands non-Sasquatch with the Lux package, and that was listed at $76,998. So you're paying about 13, 14 grand at that price over MSRP. And while you get it sooner, you really got to ask, is that going to be worth it? Because these vehicles are going to depreciate. Once they all hit the markets, once they all make it back, they're all going to depreciate and the market's just going to kind of crash. If you were to trade it in today, sure, you'd get a little bit of a premium, but remember, you're paying so much more in advance at this point in time. So let's go through my build then. I was really between the Velocity Blue. I went with the Cyber Orange. Most of these I did not mess with. We definitely got the hardtop as we talked about. Another thing to be aware of where I screwed up at first and I'm waiting for the dealer to update my order. On 2021s, this was standard for all Badlands, and now you actually have to add this on separately, even though you're getting the full vehicle steel bash plates. Honestly, the whole thing is kind of confusing to me because the full vehicle bash plates actually mention that it covers the front. So I'm guessing right here. The thing on Jeeps that I learned when I was installing this is this portion is actually plastic when you get a plastic bumper. If you get the steel bumper on a Jeep, this becomes steel. Certain things like the body armor, I just thought these looked cool. I'll show you what it looks like with them on. I actually got these at first, and it's a dealer installed option. They can get them in the parts department pretty easy, so it's recommended you probably just get that later on if you want to. I'm not gonna get a bull bar because we may replace the front bumper. I need to figure out how to get a winch. For $100, I threw the keyless entry on here. When you forget your keys in a pinch sometimes, that's actually kind of nice to just be able to hit the keypad to get in and out of the car. Marine, I'm going for an off-road build, right? So I definitely wanted to get the Marine interior. Big reason of that, you get the floors, which you can actually wash out. So they're the plastic floors with the hole plug. If you get carpets, as soon as you go up to leather, everything's carpeted. Even though you can get all weather floor mats, you can't actually wash out that interior. I've honestly heard too, people in person seem to like the Marine grade vinyl better than the leather. I've seen the leather, it's not bad, it's not great. So for that point, I'm just gonna get the Marine grade vinyl and get everything I want and make sure it's nice and weatherproofed. We can take the top off and have some fun. All these other options, storage bags. I did get storage bags so I can throw stuff in the trunk. So honestly, that's a really cool feature that they added in, that you can literally throw the doors into the trunk as well as some of the roof panels. On Jeeps, you can't do that because they have the molding the whole way around the window, and these are frameless windows. You can throw them in the trunk. And honestly, I never took the doors off the Jeep, but with how easy they were to, I wanted to. I did get the deadening sound. Again, just road noise. Anything that's gonna help with that is gonna be nice. And then I definitely went with the V6. Again, for $1,800, you're getting a decently more powerful engine, 2 more cylinders. Coming from the Raptor, I had to go with that. Like, let's just be honest. I did not get a chance to test drive the 2.3. I will say the V6 goes. Contrasting to the Raptor is just a tough thing to do. They are both technically V6 twin turbos, but yeah, it's definitely gonna miss some power over the Ford Raptor, even though it's a little bit heavier of a truck there. And then the last thing on here, I really just ended up going with the Lux package. I wanted the bigger screen, 2 big reasons. I wanted 360 cameras, front-facing cameras for on the trail, and then I really wanted auto cruise control. I'm gonna be road tripping in this. That was something having had in the Gladiator, I just loved and appreciated so much. It's nice with traffic. You just get into cruise control and you let the car do the work. You're just sitting there steering. We did add Sasquatch. Pricing has changed on that, which is interesting. So now it's $4,000 to add to the Badlands. I think that's partially market inflation. So it was in the 2,000 range on the 2021s. They've upped that to $4,000 now. I got the towing capacity, 3,500 pounds, kind of sucks, but you know, a U-Haul, there are times where I want to tow something that's actually not that heavy anyway, and I'm gonna go for it. So that's my build. This came out to just over 60K. So you gotta ask yourself, do you want the exact build that you're gonna wanna get? Or are you gonna go to a CarMax or somewhere else where, again, if you need it right now, if it's critical you have this car, maybe your last car broke down, maybe for some reason you have to have it, you can get it. I just, having done this whole cycle of everything, realized that I for sure am better off just ordering this. So that brings me back to the last part, which is the van. For sure getting the van. The van is still my #1 priority. The big reason I'm doing this, I can order the Bronco now. They're telling me probably 3 to 6 month lead time. Who knows? That gives me time to hopefully get the van, figure out, do I need both cars? Is the van enough for me? It really should be. Is the van gonna keep getting delayed? Is the other thing. It's so far out now, it's 5 months delay. I just don't even know if I'm gonna get it. So with that uncertainty, I wanna have a project, I wanna have something I can build out. And if I can get this car at MSRP, I can build it out for a few months and then I have to sell it. At least I'm not taking a 20, 25K hit right off the bat. So this is the route I'm definitely going for now. That brings us to the overlanding aspects of this. You have a 110-pound dynamic weight load for the roof, as stated, and that's kind of a gray area with all the options you can add onto it. That's where I started getting really confused. Now a Wrangler is 150 pounds. These are dynamic, right? So these are while you're off-roading, while you're driving, how much weight is technically allowed up there. Goes up to about 450 pounds when you're parked. And that's why you can go up on your tent and sleep in it up to probably 2 people and a dog, something like that. If you're at 450 pounds, you add that tent on, you're right around that limit. So I'm curious to see what kind of third-party options are gonna come out for this, because honestly, that sucks for an overland build. If you look at tents right now, like my old tent was a mini. I had the iCamper Skycamp Mini. That's between 130, 150 pounds, depending on how you mount it and get it up there. So that right away, I can't even technically mount up there according to Ford spec. I don't know that I want to risk that and have the roof or the tent fly off. There are third-party rails. I don't know if those third-party rails attaching to that same hardtop roof are going to give me more capacity. Right now, those third parties, if you look at them, don't list their weight load capacities. So a lot of things to think through here. For sure, it's going to be an extreme off-roader for me. The questioning if I make it an overlander, and if I do put in an overlander, do I try to do kind of an interior build, or do I do the roof rack build? So that's going to do it for me. That's my ideal build. Let me know what your guys' ideal build is. Do you have a Bronco already? Are you waiting for one? How long have you been waiting? Are you shocked like I was by the price of the hardtop? Because that's just outrageous. I'm so happy at this point I didn't get the soft top and had to wait not only a year, then shell out that much cash. So yeah, we'll see where we're at. Exciting year to come. I just want to do some more overlanding. This delay gives me some more time with the Raptor to go out and have fun with the Go Fast camper. So stay tuned for that content. Hit that thumbs up if you guys like this video. Subscribe to follow along. And I will see you guys next time. As always, it's been a pleasure.